do whatever. Do whatever, just ensure parents are coming to school. You know what? These are the kind of lines that I keep on hearing from my clients. Who? My school clients. You know what? Whenever I go and visit them, and of course, they're facing the issue of admissions. And what they tell me is do whatever, do any sort of marketing, do any kind of promotions, but just ensure parents are coming to school. And once parents comes to school, it's our responsibility is to convert them. I'm telling you, I've done that. I've done my job of getting parents from online, from wherever they are, to the school, but still schools are not able to convert that. You know why? Because the only thing that they run is admissions open, admissions open, admissions open. That's all. Everywhere you go or anywhere you go, what you will see? You'll only see admissions open in the name of marketing. This is the skill, or this is the level where the school is doing the marketing. And that's exact reason I have started this particular channel, where you will get to know for free how to do very effective marketing for yourself. When I'm saying yourself, that means your school. It can be your school, it can be your preschools, right? Now, who I am? I'm Adi Singh. I've been doing this thing for schools past a decade. It's been more than 10 years that I've been helping schools to get more admissions, to do their marketing, right? And that's the reason in this particular video, I'll be sharing 7 ideas. Okay, these are not tactics. What are these? These are strategies, or these are thought-provoking ideas where it will ensure you, if you do these, it will ensure that you're getting consistent flow of admissions in your school. So my number 1 strategy is you have to ensure and you should know what is not marketing. Running admissions open campaign is not marketing, right? Like, you have to understand, in marketing, we say there's a thing called do not make your audience, or do not make your parents deaf, dumb, and blind. You know what I mean? Whenever they keep on seeing these kind of similar ads, what happens? They just literally go blind. Their brain doesn't work. They don't act until unless you see, I mean, you being a owner, or you being a headmistress, or you being a principal of the school, you know, the only kind of marketing that you've been doing is maybe getting a pamphlet, maybe getting in on social media or wherever. But everywhere, there's only one message: admissions open for 2024, 2025. You know what? These are the messages will not really work. You have to say something different. Or if you have not even figured out what kind of a marketing campaign that you want to run, or what is the messaging that you want to run, at least start by our admissions end by March. Admissions end by something. See, this will at least give you some sort of a angle which is different from the rest, right? So my number 1 is, please understand, running admissions open campaign is not a marketing at all. You have to do something different because everybody is doing it, right? Just telling parents that, you know what, you are now open for admissions. I mean, that used to work 20 years back, not now. Now, the second point is figuring out USP of the school. Now, the meaning of USP is unique selling point. But you know what? We don't want to really figure out what is a unique selling point of the school, because that has been used in the past. We want to take it to the next step and figuring out what is the messaging of the school. Now, let me give example. Now, we have a client called BS International School, and over there, when we went to the school, we met the chairman. We figured out that, in maybe not actively but passively, that school is focusing on entrepreneurship. They're doing some sort of workshop. They're also doing some sort of things to ensure that they're provoking entrepreneurship spirit within the kids, right? And that's when we have decided that, you know what, the messaging of the school should be that, you know what, by the end of 10 years, by the end of 12 years, your kids will inculcate some sort of an entrepreneurship skill, you know. So this was the messaging of the school, because the moment you start saying those things, those separate or unique messaging, this will only ensure that you're standing out in the crowd, right? Like, instead of just school, you're focusing on, or you're not focusing on academics, you're not focusing co-curricular activities, or you're not focusing on, like a lot of schools says that we give holistic learning and all that. You know what? Those messaging will literally make the parents dumb, deaf, and blind. We don't want to do that. And that's the reason for your school, you need to figure out what is the messaging which is very, very different. I think for a different school, Grandeur International School, the school is run by a Muslim owner, and they want to focus on uplifting Muslim community. And over there, the school is only for Muslims, just like Jain schools, right? So idea is figure out what is your messaging, and where or who's your right parent that you're talking to, right? Other school that I can give example is SGM school. And over there, the school is not fancy. They have ICSE as a syllabus, But wherever the school is under or in an area where there are a lot of blue collar jobs are there, lot of auto wala guys are there, a lot of rickshaw wala guys are there, and their messaging was that, you know what, you can get ICSE board education in 35 to 45,000 rupees. So you have to figure out what will be your messaging, what is the goal that you are really giving to your parents, and you're solving it as well, right? So for your school, you have to literally sit down and figure out what is the messaging or different messaging that you have. My third strategy is social media. Now, I know you must be saying social media, a lot of people have been using it, a lot of schools have been using it, but I'm telling you, they're using it wrong. I mean, they will hire an agency. I mean, we only help a lot of schools. We also charge them 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees just to maintain their pages. I'm telling you, this is such a waste of money. And I know it's sort of contra-intuitive, because idea is simple. You know what? We don't want to be making money just by maintaining social media pages for the school, because ultimately maintaining those pages will not get you admissions, right? So what you have to figure out is not hire agency. That's number one. Secondly, use students' energy, right? So the idea is, I mean, do not hire agency. What you have to do is you have to build a system around in the school where you can ensure that students are only taking up the part. Like you must have seen in my school, at least like 20 years back, what we used to do is we used to get, or every section used to get a week of responsibility to run a prayer. The same way we can also do it for different sections. Every week, one section is getting a responsibility of handling social media pages. And in social media pages, do not use any creatives. Do not hire agency. Do not use Canva to add some creatives here and there. What really sells and what really works is the real image and the real video. It's very simple. I think 2 days we have done for 3-4 schools. Over there, we have helped the schools to build a team inside the school to ensure that every time we get those images and videos. Because whenever the real images and the videos come, it always works. My fourth strategy is listings. Okay, let me tell you what exactly these days parents are doing, or anybody on online, how exactly people buy things. Like recently I just bought a car, and when I've decided to buy a car, I mean, I did not go to the showroom to give the opportunity to the salesperson to sell me the car. You know what I have done? I have, before even going to the showroom, I have seen at least 10 videos on YouTube. I have gone through at least no like at least 10 blogs on internet, just to figure out what will be the car I'll be buying. And once I've decided which car I'll be buying, I just went to the showroom, I paid my money and got the car. I think same thing is happening with mobile phones. Nobody goes to the showroom or nobody goes to Flipkart or Amazon to figure out which one Flipkart or which one Amazon will recommend. What we do is we do our own research. So what I'm trying to tell you is every buyer is getting more and more information and sort of suggestions, so that they can take their own decisions. And once they make that decision, they get sold before even going to the showroom. So same thing applies to the schools as well. Parents don't come to the school and just they would not depend on salesperson to get converted and all that thing. The idea is they do their research online enough and then make up their mind. And at the most, what they do is they make up their mind. Maybe they prioritize 3 schools, and after that they go and visit the school. So my conclusion over here is you have to ensure, or you have to see what is the trend of buying online. So what parents are doing nowadays, they do all the research, they talk to their peers, they talk to their colleagues, and they make up their mind, right? So however the impression of the school is online, that is the literally the final thing which people decide to finalize a school, right? So that's the reason my point was listings. Recently we onboarded Shri Academy school in Yalanka, and it's a pretty new school. I think the construction also is happening or is underway. Now what we have done is, since we have a blog called candidschools.com, and over there we rank for best schools in Yalanka, best schools in North Bangalore, best schools in Bangalore, and we have positioned Shri Academy Yalanka as one of the top 3 options. So what I'm telling is, like whenever parents go and they see that, oh, this particular school is there in top 3 locations or top 3 spots, they subconsciously make up their mind, you know what, this is a good school. And this is a job of marketing, right? So this is what we do whenever it comes to listings. Now, point number 5 is simple. Get a review done from authority. Now, what is the review? Lot of times, what we have figured out is, for example, we have a client called MS Dhoni Global School, and what happens over there is, I think there are close to 7,000 people searches every month MS Dhoni Global School, right? But there are close to 2,000 people who searches MS Dhoni Global School reviews. Now they are very serious parents, very serious parents, right? So whenever they search for Amazon Global School reviews, what we have done is we have gone to a school. We have covered their infrastructure, we have covered their facilities, we have talked to the chairman, we have given our own review, right? So whenever people see a review from a third party, they trust a lot. Like just imagine, like if I have to tell about myself and if I start praising me itself, you will not believe me. But if a third person comes and they talk about Adarsh, that he's a good guy, you'll rather believe it. So this is how the psychology of human works. So what you have to understand is when you say something about yourself, people will not believe it. So if school only says, for example, I want to search or parents want to search more about MS Dhoni Global School, and MS Dhoni Global School itself goes out and say that I'm good, nobody will believe it. So idea is you have to get a review done from authority. You can reach out to us, we can do a review. We charge very nominal price to do that review, but the idea is we get into depth. I'll give you some examples what kind of a review we have done. So we get into depth, we answer all the questions what parents wants to know, right? Because we know if we can answer all the questions, they will get sold then and there itself. Later when they visit the school, the conversion is swift, very, it's magical because people are already sold. My sixth point is running ads on Facebook and Instagram. Now you must be thinking that, oh, running ads, people have done it, it doesn't work, how many or what all things to run. See, the idea is whenever you run ads with only one campaign and which is admissions open, it doesn't work. Just imagine, like, we have helped several clients. What we have done is we have first figured out what is the messaging. What is the messaging? If the messaging is not unique, if the messaging is not really exciting, it doesn't really sell. So what you have to first figure out is what is the messaging. For example, one school, I mean, the moment I went into the infrastructure, it was so green, no, it was so organic. It just gave that kind of vibe. So if you can just move the whole messaging around that, if you want to send your kid to a green environment, if you want to inculcate that kind of ethos, that's what you have to understand. So if the messaging is strong, then making a ad is very crucial. See, in Facebook advertisements or in Instagram ads, not every school really shines, but which school shines is the one is running a kick-ass video ad. Now that video ad can only perform once you have figured out what is the one message that you want to give it to the parents, right? So we have helped several schools just to figure out that 20-second of video, because only that kind of video can attract parents' attention. And I'm telling you, when you do that, it sells every time. So do not focus on something else. I know for website you can take your kids help, your students help. For social media handles you can take your students help, but for running ad, please take professional helps, because they will know what kind of a video to make. Very, like, you just need to spend one day maybe just to make 3 or 4 videos, and then you can just keep on running it for entire year. My seventh strategy and the last strategy is your school building. Just imagine how expensive is running a physical ad itself is, right? But you have a school building. It is a real estate asset. So what you have to do is, do not put maybe outside of the gate, do not put admissions open for 24-25. Please go there and put maybe the messaging of the school. Imagine your school is focuses on entrepreneurship, or your school focuses on leadership. Just imagine if you can write there, future leaders are studying, do not disturb, or something around that line. So the idea is you have to use your school building as a advertisement asset, because you don't have to pay rent for that. Just imagine maybe in some of the other location, over there you have to pay a huge amount of rent. It can be 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees or 3 lakh rupees per month, depending on the school or so the ads location. But you have to use 100% your school physical location. It must be on the road. People must be passing around, and then they will see those ads, and then they will get converted. Your ads should be in a way that it doesn't feel like one salesy one. It just feels like, it's a marketing. You're just trying to help put the messaging across. So this was my 7 points. You know what? Ensure that out of these 7 points, you're at least using one of those. And please let me know in the comment down below that which one you wanted to start implementing right away. Because if you don't implement, if you just listen to me and you feel that, you'll start getting admissions in the school, it won't happen. So please, at least out of 7, ensure you go down below and just mention which one was your favorite, and you'll start implementing from next Monday morning itself. And again, you must have noticed that I have not talked about your physical marketing or any sort of outdoor marketing. But you know what? Next video, I'll be getting deep into outdoor marketing. Of course, those are much more expensive than online marketing and those are not that effective. But you know what? When you do this thing online and offline together, it creates magic. So for sure, please do follow and subscribe to this channel. Next video will be on outdoor marketing and how can you use those strategies to gain more admissions in the school. Thank you so much.